Right now at 6 o'clock on 9 News Mornings, kids across the country are starting to get their COVID-19 shots.
Just can't express enough gratitude to the healthcare workers for making this happen.
We'll take you to the first kids vaccine clinic at National Jewish Health.
It's been more than a year since the East Troublesome fire, and now leaders in Grand County are trying to find ways to prevent wildfires in the future.
There's a lot of good work going on, but a lot of it's happening in what we call silos, where they're not really collaborating with each other.
And in today's It Takes a Village, we're putting climate change into context by talking to some very smart local kids. We're hearing from Wilmot Elementary students about why climate change is so important. 9 News Mornings at 6 starts now.
Starting with some overnight news, some sad news. Joe Exotic from Tiger King says he has an aggressive form of prostate cancer. He wrote in a letter that he's still waiting on the results and he doesn't want anyone's pity.
And we have an update this morning. Denver's STAR program is going to be expanded. That's the program that dispatches behavioral health experts, professionals, instead of police to some 911 calls. Right now, there are 2 responding teams. Organizers want to increase that by up to 6 by the end of this year.
Good morning, everyone. Corey, Gary, Natasha with you on this Thursday morning.
Yes, chilly as you step out the door, but it's going to warm up, which is nice.
Yeah, and it's going to be a really nice weekend, too. We'll get to Ed in just a couple of minutes. First, want to get to Erica. There's some stuff going on.
Yeah, that's right. We do have a crash on northbound 225 right now at Alameda that has the interstate shut down. So let's go ahead and talk about how that's impacting you. Sky9 right now on the way. They're not quite there, but you can certainly see the delays that are already forming. And it does look like, unfortunately, my CDOT camera that I had popped up for you flipped around, so it's no longer showing you the closure. Let's go ahead and bring you to our graphics at this hour. That purple on the map indicating where that closure is, but we're seeing significant delays starting to stretch back past Mississippi on northbound 225. So certainly a spot you want to avoid at this hour because of that closure. The rest of the metro area looking okay. We do have that westbound Highway 6 closure through Clear Creek Canyon. This is because of ongoing overnight road work. So this expected to reopen by about 8 o'clock this morning, but still closed between Highway 93 and Highway 119. So if you are getting ready to travel into the high country, you're going to want to take westbound I-70 instead. South and northbound I-25 between downtown and the tech center still looking just fine. Your drive here about 14 minutes or less.
Erica, thank you. We do have a nice weekend heading our way, and we're going to start with today, Thursday. Friday looks nice, and the weekend looks terrific. Temperature right now stands at 38 degrees. You have mostly clear skies out there, and that's because we have a high-pressure ridge which is building in, and all this activity will go to the north of us, pretty much stay out of our state. And they got a lot of activity going up there as well. You can see it all moving in. Now watch this band of moisture come in as rain, heavy rain, then it changes over to snow quickly, and then back to rain mixed with snow. But look at Colorado. Clear skies, sunshine, border to border. That results in sunny skies and 67 degrees today. For tomorrow will be at 70 degrees with all that sunshine. Take a look at your weekend. Saturday 72, Sunday 73, and then as we start the work week, we begin to cool it off. 64 on Monday with partly cloudy skies, mostly cloudy skies on Tuesday, 61, and cooler still as we get into midweek.
Ed, thank you. It seems like we say this every day, but the number of COVID-19 patients in the hospital in Colorado keeps getting higher. Right now, 1,280 people have a case of COVID-19 serious enough to be hospitalized. Doctors are also dealing with more non-COVID-19 patients needing care for other reasons. Since hospitals are so overwhelmed, Colorado patients can now be transferred without their consent. For the first time this pandemic, the Colorado Hospital Association is moving to Tier 3 to manage patients in capacity. So this is going to allow hospitals to move patients from packed hospitals to places that have more space. That goes for both COVID and non-COVID patients. More than 90% of ICU beds are in use across the state and have been that way for more than a month.
So this is certainly a very serious step for our hospitals and should indicate to the public kind of the state of where our hospital system is today.
The combined hospital transfer center will decide who will be transferred.
Kids in Colorado are now able to get COVID-19 vaccines. Tomorrow, Children's Hospital is going to be holding a vaccine clinic. National Jewish Health is working to get kids vaccinated as well. 9 News anchor Eddie Randall is in the studio with us now. And Eddie, National Jewish actually had their first appointments open yesterday.
That's right, Gary. About 50 kids got their first doses, and some of the first in line are among the most vulnerable to COVID. The kids are ages 5 to 11 are now eligible to get their shots after getting that emergency approval from the FDA and CDC CDC. So the doses are Pfizer, and there are 2 shots, and they're 21 days apart, and they're a third of the size of an adult vaccine. So we talked to several families who brought their kids on Wednesday. One dad brought both his sons to get their first shots. The family just moved to Denver from New York last year, so the kids have already had to deal with having a new school and with all the new COVID or pandemic restrictions. He says having his kids vaccinated will mean more opportunities in their new hometown.
For us, it's going to mean maybe can travel, maybe we can see friends. I'll feel a lot more confident when they go to school.
I'm 9 years old, my brother is 6, and that shot was really easy.
So the kids' vaccine clinics will likely be a lot different from the way we got our shots. Providers tell us that they're trying to make things more kid-friendly. At National Jewish Health, families had private rooms, and there was also child or children specialists in the rooms to play with the kids and keep them distracted just in case they got scared or became overwhelmed. And they had toys for the little patients to take home to celebrate their bravery. Gary, did you get a toy?
I didn't get a toy. I didn't,
Not
but
even a sticker?
it wouldn't have been a bad deal, I'm telling you. All right, Eddie, thanks for that. Walgreens and CVS is also offering kids vaccines. CVS will start giving them out on Sunday. You can start making appointments online now, though, they say. And Walgreens will start giving them out on Saturday. You can also make your appointments online now for that. The only group not yet approved to get COVID vaccine are kids younger than 5, but trials are going on now. Even with babies as young as 6 months old. UC Health started taking part in those trials last month. Doctors hope that all kids will be able to be vaccinated for COVID by early next year.
It's time now for your morning rush. Police in Denver are looking for another driver who hit someone walking and then drove off. This happened last night at 45th and Federal near Rocky Mountain Lake Park. Police say the person hit is seriously hurt. If you know anything, they ask you to call Crime Stoppers. Lawyers for the crew member in charge of weapons on the set of the movie Rust says she has been treated unfairly. Helena Hutchins was hit by a live round when actor Alec Baldwin was practicing a scene. She died. The sheriff says much of the investigation centers on the assistant director and armorer who handled the revolver before the shooting. Lawyers for the armorer say she has no idea how a live round got in the gun and suggested that it was sabotage. Denver's housing market is showing some signs of easing up. The bidding wars aren't happening as often, but inventory is still low. The November report from the Denver Metro Association of Realtors found that homes are still selling for over asking price. The median price of a home is $585,000, up 14% from last year. Smaller homes are still some of the most competitive and toughest to find. Packers quarterback Aaron Rodgers will not be playing against the Chiefs this Sunday. That's because he tested positive for COVID-19 and has to sit out for 10 days. In August, when asked if he had received the COVID-19 vaccine, Rodgers said he had, quote, been immunized. Sources confirmed to ESPN the NFL has considered Rodgers unvaccinated since the start of the season. A Packers cornerback is also on the league's reserve COVID-19 list. The NFL now says it's looking into how the Packers are handling its COVID-19 protocols. And the tigers who got sick with COVID at the Denver Zoo have recovered. Zookeepers say Yuri and Nikita tested negative 3 times. They say they're doing well. They have good appetites and they aren't showing any symptoms. And that's your morning rush.
Well, the state is ironing out the details for a new department focused on giving more kids access to early childhood education. Governor Jared Pohl has stopped by a preschool to talk about the plan.
We know that parents face difficulties at work due to lack of child care. That's an issue that's only been made worse by this COVID-19 pandemic. And the data is clear that good child care, high quality preschool can make a major difference, positive difference in outcomes for kids.
Next summer, the state is expected to open its new Department of Early Childhood. The governor says that the team will help streamline child care systems, a universal pre-K program expected to launch summer 2023.
This week, a team in Grand County released its recommendations to try and make sure the community is better prepared for wildfires. This comes just more than a year after the East Troublesome fire raced through the county. Local leaders brought in a federal team to get them started. They say the county has to make better maps of where wildfire risk is in the most severe areas and plan prevention work close to communities. Coordination can be tricky with a patchwork of federal, state, and private lands, and communication, they say, is the key.
It's gaining efficiency and effectiveness in how programs are run, but then it's also an awful lot about relationships.
The group found people power is another big obstacle to fire prevention up there. A lot of critical players wear many hats, and the county has lots of empty positions because of burnout and because of better pay in other places.
And one thing you want to know about the weather is it's going to be nice right on through the weekend. We start with today. Look at these temperatures, 50s, 60s, sunny skies tomorrow, a bit warmer with 60s and low 70s, and we keep the sunshine around.
And I like the sound of that, but I do not like the look of this traffic we're dealing with out here. Northbound 225 at Mississippi, extremely congested. Pretty much a parking lot out here because we are shut down on northbound 225 at Alameda because of a rollover crash. So all traffic not moving through that area. If you typically travel this way, I would recommend getting off northbound 225 at Iliff Avenue. Go ahead and take Sable Boulevard, and then you're able to get back on northbound 225 actually at 6th Avenue, not Sable there. You can also consider taking Potomac Street as a workaround this morning as well.
Our kids are our future, and that's why it's so important for them to understand the effects of climate change. This morning, they're showing us that they do.
Viewer Sally texted the Verified team asking if a fourth stimulus check has been approved. She shared links to multiple YouTube videos, including this one, posted November 1st from a channel with more than 400,000 subscribers that says, quote, "Big fourth stimulus checks passed," unquote. So let's verify. Has a fourth stimulus check been passed? We went to these sources for an answer. A spokesperson for the IRS told Verify that a fourth stimulus check has not been passed by Congress. The IRS and the U.S. Department of Treasury have information on their websites about how people can receive the 3 previous stimulus payments if they haven't already, and it makes no mention of a fourth payment. The previous 3 stimulus checks were part of a legislation that was passed by Congress. A list of laws passed by current Congress is listed online. A review of those laws show there is no additional legislation that includes stimulus payments. So we can verify, no, a fourth stimulus check has not been passed. With your Fast Fact, I'm Ariane Till.
Welcome back. We are following some breaking traffic news at 6:13 this morning. All lanes on northbound 225 at Alameda shut down because of a rollover crash. That's what we're seeing now here with Sky 9 is over. Extremely active scene. Several officers out here right now. And again, a complete traffic stop. You don't want to get stuck in this. Let's talk about how you can get around it. Do want to also show you the backup here. So let's go ahead and bring you to our graphics as you get ready to travel this way. It's pretty much a parking lot here on northbound 225. This is the ramp from Mississippi getting onto the interstate here, and we are just seeing a sea of brake lights. So an option for a workaround, Potomac Street is an option. If you are getting ready to head that way, you can also consider getting off 225 at Iliff Avenue, taking Sable Boulevard, and then you're able to get back on northbound 225 at 6th Avenue. But certainly a major issue to keep in mind as you get ready to travel out on the interstates this morning. The rest of the metro area really not looking terrible. We do, however, still have that road work closing westbound Highway 6 through Clear Creek Canyon this morning. So that's between Highway 93 and Highway 119. You'll want to go ahead and take westbound I-70 into the metro area this morning. Travel times, though, still looking okay on south and northbound I-25 between downtown and the Tech Center. Your drive here, just 14 minutes.
World leaders are now heading home from the UN Climate Change Conference in Glasgow, Scotland. But it wasn't just world leaders taking part. A group of CSU students was also in Glasgow. Katie Barker is one of several CSU students who was at the conference. She and her classmates have pushed for renewable energy, added composting bins on campus, created new gardens to make sure butterflies and bees keep buzzing around Fort Collins.
It's been really cool to see how students can be agents of change and how that can translate into the community, because hopefully the community is taking note and saying, hey, together we can do more and we can do something.
Yeah, she's terrific. Billionaire Bill Gates also took part. His foundation is putting up $315 million toward helping small farmers adapt to climate change.
All month, we're focusing on climate change and why it's happening, what it's affecting, and most importantly, how we can do our part to make real change. In today's It Takes a Village, we stop by Wilmot Elementary in Evergreen to ask them what they think climate change is and why it's important.
Climate change is pretty much the changing of temperatures really quickly, like high and low.
It's important to learn about it because we want to stop that so we can still have penguins and all those animals that live in Antarctica.
Climate change to me is like when people take the trees away. It's called deforestation, and so the trees are like they're taking forests away and animals can't live.
Climate change is when the sun's rays get trapped in our atmosphere because of greenhouse gases, and the planet heats up because of it, or cools down, causing weird temperatures.
Climate change is important for people to know about.
If people don't learn about climate change, the ice caps will melt and the planet will get hotter and killing people and animals and plants.
Climate change is when greenhouse gases get trapped in the atmosphere, so then the sun's rays can go into our atmosphere, but they can't get back out, heating up the planet and melting the polar ice caps.
So when people learn about climate change, then they can stop it.
I mean, smart kiddos, right? We're featuring Wilmot Elementary for this month's Cool Schools as well. These young kids are doing their part to reduce their carbon footprint. That story will air Friday, November 26th. And if you have any questions about climate change, 9 News meteorologist Chris Bianchi will be taking your questions every morning at 11. You can submit questions using a form on our 9 News app, and you can watch that conversation by clicking on the Watch tab in the 9 News app or by tuning in on Roku or Fire TV.
And as far as the weather goes, boy, it's going to be a nice weekend for the first weekend of November, especially when you consider earlier in the week from Halloween, Monday and Tuesday, we had those cold rain showers and temperatures not out of the 40s. Boy, everything's changing now. 37 degrees at this hour. We have clear skies overhead and temperatures around the Front Range, really all the way from Silverthorne to Fort Morgan, only in the 20s and 30s. So that's pretty normal for this time of year. Lots of showers over the east. We have some snow in the Great Lakes region. This system coming on in, but we have a high pressure ridge building into our area. That's going to protect us over the next several days and keep us in pretty good shape. We do have some clouds drifting into the northwest, but as we look at the futurecast, they're not going to last long. Then we have another batch of clouds moving in. They will go through the state overnight. Here it is at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning, and they just leave the state, leaving us with sunny skies border to border once again. That high pressure ridge is going to build in and just hang with us. Look at it right on through Sunday at 5 a.m. That is Sunday morning. And this low pressure system, it rides up over that high pressure ridge and not down into Colorado. So the weather stays on the nice, fair and mild side. 60s, 70s over the eastern plains today. 40s, 50s for the high country. Mostly 60s in the west. And then the lows tonight, 20s and 30s east and west. And up in the high country, teens, 20s, and a few 30s. All right, here's that good looking forecast. For today, mostly sunny, warmer, 67 degrees. Tonight, clear and 39. Then for the next several days, tomorrow, 70 degrees with lots of sunshine. Saturday, 72. Sunday, 73. Completing a pretty nice weekend. Then we start to cool it off. 60s on Monday and Tuesday. Maybe some showers and back in those chilly 50s for Wednesday and Thursday.
Ed, thanks. Well, maybe you'll start seeing this on the road. This is a new pickup truck. Looks kind of old, but it's Ford's new retro-looking electric truck. It is based on the heritage 1978 F-100 truck. Ford calls this a zero tailpipe emissions demonstration truck. Kind of cool.
Wonder how much it is.
What's old is new again, right?
It's pretty cool. And happening today, they are back. We're talking about holiday drinks at Starbucks, like the peppermint mocha, caramel brulee, praline lattes, toasted white chocolate mocha, my favorite. But listen to this new drink this year, the iced sugar cookie almond milk latte. Speaking my language, there will be a new holiday cup design to go with them as well. And no, we are not being paid by Starbucks. We're just huge fans.
Yes, we just want one in our hands right now. And they have some good pastries this year too, like sugar plum Danish. I already looked. Don't
yeah,
worry.
right.
Oh, they always have that one cranberry pastry. What is that thing every
It's like
holiday?
the cranberry loaf, right?
Oh yeah, it's so good.
It's good for Thanksgiving too, you know?
Yeah.
So.
We need it now. Get in my belly.
Tis the season.
Yes.
Still ahead, we know Netflix has a streaming service to watch movies and shows, but now they're getting into games too.
And know anyone who is a super hot chocolate lover? Yes. We've got the perfect holiday gift for them.
When the school bus driver shortage caused a crunch for seats, a 7th grader in Summit County had an idea to give up his spot.
Just throw my bag in the front, hope I don't capsize and get to school.
But I knew if he asked it, he was probably planning on doing it, and I needed to be careful in my response.
I mean, isn't this kid awesome? In today's Storytellers, we show you how one kid's commute to school is drawing attention and shining a light on an issue impacting school districts across the nation. That story airs tonight at 9 and 10 o'clock on 9 News. How could you miss this?
Love that.
Look at him. Hope it doesn't capsize.
Oh, my goodness.
In other news this morning, Netflix isn't just for shows anymore. They just launched a new mobile gaming platform. Of course they did, right? If you have Netflix, you just have to log on to the app. There's a section where you can pick a game to download and play. There's only 5 games right now. 1984, Stranger Things 3, Shooting Hoops, Card Blast, and Teeter Up. One disclaimer, it's only available on Androids right now. That's what we get for teasing them about making our text green, right? But Netflix does say they are working on an iOS version.
Okay, I'll wait for that. Are you ready for ugly Christmas sweater season? Swiss Miss Hot Cocoa apparently is. They just announced a line of ugly sweaters, though I don't think they're very ugly. The real fashion statement of this is that it has an insulated zippered pocket where they say you should carry your favorite Swiss Miss Hot Cocoa flavor or a cold beer, whatever you prefer. These are available now through the end of the year. It's just going to cost you $45.
That's all?
That's all.
Oh, what a bargain. All right, and on your next fast food run, how would you feel about a robot making your food? The fast food chain White Castle is already on it. They have replaced some of their workers, that's kind of sad, with robots in one of their locations in Chicago. They call it the robot Flippy, and it is solely dedicated to cooking French fries. And now Flippy's getting an upgrade too. At first, they had to have humans fill the empty basket, the fry basket. Now Flippy can fill that on his own.
Flippy 2.
Flippy 2.
Flippy looks a little bizarre.
Yeah.
But you're right. It is sad that Flippy's replaced humans, but also these restaurants can't even get workers anyway, so maybe that's more of the future.
Till Flippy revolts and wants more pay.
But you know, White Castle's been around forever. I'm sure they make billions of dollars, and now they're saving $6 an hour by not hiring that French fry kid.
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying.
That's true.
All right, Ed.
Don't you just love White Castle anyway?
Yeah, right?
Oh, man, they're just the best, Flippy or not. They're pretty good. Hey, let's take a look outside right now. We have a pretty nice day going, and in fact, we're going to be pretty nice right on through your weekend ahead. We're at 37 degrees right now, and you can see just a few clouds drifting into the northwest. They won't last very long. And for Denver, sunshiny conditions today, 67 degrees, 58 the normal high for this time of year. Look where we're going to be tomorrow, 70 degrees with all that sunshine, and then Saturday 72, 73 on Sunday. Monday we're at 64, and don't forget 2 a.m. Sunday morning, turn your clocks back, and you have to do it at 2 a.m. or it doesn't stick. I don't know if you knew that. Your clocks will actually flip back to the time, so you have to do it at 2 a.m. on Sunday. But anyway, the clocks go back 1 hour. You gain an hour this weekend.
2 former Boulder County Sheriff deputies will be sentenced today after a 23-year-old man died while in their custody. I'm John Glasgow, live at the Boulder County Courthouse. I'll have the latest coming up on 9 News Mornings.
And I'm Matt Renew in Silverthorne, where its newest hotel is getting ready to open. It's called The Pad, and it's been built with shipping containers. And that's not the only thing that makes this place so unique. We'll be ordering up that story coming up on 9 News.